Thank you, Mayor Kathy. And like all of us, I've got my little report written out, but before I start with that, I'd just like to say that the hard work that has been put in with our community has been led by our Mayor. And for those of you who think that she is just pretty in pink, let me tell you that Kathy has been out there working hard with all those people. She's been shoveling sand, she's been dragging branches, she's been loading trucks, and I really want to say that as a councillor, I'm very proud that we've got someone who cares about her community like Kathy does. So, like all of you, this latest wet weather has been a real concern to me. The first drenching brought down Barkers Creek, and it was a little exciting with lots of newcomers to the area, never having seen the Barkers Creek flats in flood. However, the continued rainfall was very worrying, and we were very lucky in Nanango with a lot of the local area not being too badly affected. Now we have to put up with the damaged roads and mosquitoes. Under the auspice of Nanango Tourist and Development Association, the very successful homemade market was held at Ringsfeld House. This was the brainchild of Tammy Greenslade and her daughter Lani, and she was ably assisted by her mum Lois, who took charge of the kitchen where they produced 50 dozen scones. Also assisting was her husband Jared, who spent many hours moving tables, chairs, bins. This event raised $3,000, which was donated to the Nanango Hospital for the palliative care unit towards a bed. NAPTA will be auspicing the Back to Nanango event and the next homemade market, which will be held in conjunction at Ringsfeld House. Ringsfeld House will also be open the first Saturday of the month for a regular open house, tea and scones, and an amazing display of local art at the Ringsfeld House Gallery. And probably one of the reasons that I went on to that is because it just shows communities getting in and helping one another what can be achieved. And I really encourage all our communities across the region to get in and help one another to make things a success. Everyone has to participate and everyone has to do their bit. Of course, driving the road network in my division is an ongoing task, and after many residents getting maintenance done on the road, it was disappointing to both council staff and residents to now have issues caused by rain. We have obtained flood funding and emergency repairs are underway. Damage repairs should start as soon as possible, but I do ask residents to understand that there are a lot of roads to get through, and I would ask all residents to please drive to the conditions that this wet weather has left our roads in and drive safely. Our shed in Nanango, which I started a long time ago, before my council life, has been neglected since my election to council, but I know that it offers such a great venue for those who want to come out on Friday night and join in with some musicians, play some music and do it in a safe environment. And I'd like to welcome any musicians who would like to come down on Friday nights. One of the things that I enjoy very much on a Saturday morning is the park run. And so there's no misunderstanding, let's get it straight. I don't run, walk, or even crawl, apart from my journey from the car to the picnic table. I do, however, often take on the role of token scanner, which can be done sitting down. It's really great to meet some of the great positive people who start their weekend off with either a 5-kilometre sprint for some, down to those who enjoy a leisurely 5-kilometre walk. I'd like to thank those who volunteer across our region to put this event on and recommend to those who have not been down to go and check them out. They also run at Proston, Wandai and Blackbutt, 7 a.m. every Saturday morning. I'm very pleased with the trial opening of the Macaulay Weir. The trial has been extended because there were some issues to be sorted out with road reserves. However, I'm really pleased to be involved with releasing some of the endangered Mary River cod into the Weir. I also travelled out with our council managers and officers to inspect the area and identified road reserves and establish the boundaries. I'm hoping we can participate in a program to encourage breeding of the Murray River cod. This will involve closure of the Weir for a 3-month period during the breeding season. I'm hoping to get the Tourist Association involved in a small opening festival after this 3-month closure. With the wet weather also comes a lot of movement in the land, which has caused a lot of burst water mains in Nanango. Each time this has happened, I have received compliments on how our staff were so well-mannered, how they worked hard and how polite they were to residents. I'm very proud of our staff and love to hear that feedback. Again, I have been disappointed in the blatant vandalism in our parks. I would hate to see our toilets closed off every night, but the cost that ratepayers are spending repairing damage done by vandals is money that could be put to better use. I would ask that community please report any antisocial behaviour at council facilities. If you're unable to make contact with police, please send me a message and I'll make sure it's sent through. It was great to see the parking being completed in front of the CTC Community Centre, which has also given a little extra parking for those who park and walk their children to school. You may also have noticed the bus parking zones across from Shorty's has now been allocated a bus zone during the 3 days a week for 1 hour that the bus actually parks, giving a number of much needed car parks to the community. The same will be happening at the bus stop in front of the Scott's car park. You will have noticed on social media that Main Roads are asking for feedback on the road travelling from the lights to out past the Geelong turnoff. I would encourage all our residents to please give feedback on that area for what we would like to see done there to make it a lot safer. There are a number of new subdivisions been established in Nanango, which is great to see. I, along with my fellow councillors, are keen to see residents being allowed to subdivide their small acreage into 2 blocks, and this is something that we are working towards. I was also very pleased to see the addition of some seating in the covered areas in Drayton Street, because it allows those who want to grab a takeaway from the cafes in town to sit, be able to enjoy it and make conversation with those in the street. Mayor Cathy has had us all busy assisting with those who were adversely affected by the recent rains, then storms. It's certainly great to see community members come together to help one another out. With Australia Day coming up, it's a great opportunity to recognise the contributions to our region and to our communities of the input of our local heroes. I'm looking forward to the new year and what the future holds. Thank you.